Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of a replay between Socke and Inuh here on Desert Oasis. Yes, every single time I pronounce the Red Terran's name, it is slightly different. So now moving out with a couple of these stalkers. However, siege tanks already in position in siege mode. Vikings now going to go ahead and try to land and fight back against these Archons. And now all those stalkers trying to push back. Once again, we also have a Thor joining in on this fight. But that Thor unable to get within range. And now those Immortals should be able to rip through that heavily armored Thor very easily, as those Immortals deal 50 damage per attack. A very, very nice damage against those units. And now in comes some Vikings once again. Now those Vikings being forced to pull off. One of the things that I had wanted to mention during the Void Ray discussion is that before, I believe Void Rays were actually dealing more damage against armored units once fully charged than an Immortal was. And even so, an Immortal is designed to counter heavy ground units, and then the Void Ray was actually able to deal even more damage than that. The Immortal dealing, I believe, 37 damage in attack, 37 damage per second, somewhere in that range. Meanwhile, the Void Ray was able to deal, I believe, 42 damage per second, and it was also flying, and also had a speed upgrade, and also had one additional range. So another food for thought there in terms of trying to balance. I know these are pure stats and pure numbers with Void Rays versus Immortals, but taking a look at the numbers does reveal some of the balance issues. And I believe because air units are much easier to reach critical mass, that just had to be changed, especially in multiplayer games with multiple people getting Void Rays. We do see a lot of these Immortals just hanging out over here. So Socke not going for Colossi, which is a bit of a surprise. We do see the level 2 weapons upgrade now coming in as well. So those Immortals will be able to deal 60 damage per attack, a significant amount of damage per attack there. As these units once again are on the move, we have a couple stalkers and zealots on the ground, and now the Terran player in trouble. He is only running off of one base, and if Socke is able to start saturating this gold mine, only running off of one base, as this particular mineral patch is already down to 6, so he does not have that many expansions. And Socke being very smart in not trying to press an attack at this stage in the game. If he tries to press an attack at this stage in the game, and Inuh, with his static defense, may be able to deal enough damage towards this army, and then Socke would not be able to stop the ensuing army. We do see, however, Socke playing it smart. He does have the economic advantage, mining at nearly triple or quadruple the rate of his opponent right now. So Socke essentially every game minute is growing his army at 1,500 minerals a minute compared to his opponent. And now you can see as this fight continues, Socke will be able to get a 6,000 mineral army compared to perhaps or a 6,000 or 7,000 mineral army in just about another minute or so, compared to Inuh's 5,000. So that is going to be a heavy hit. We do see the command center currently coming into position here and now trying to turn into a planetary fortress. The planetary fortress will be completed, I believe. No, stalkers are now trying to come into position here. Siege tanks will be able to start blasting, and the stalkers using that range, doing a very good job here. And now in comes a Thor. Thor unable to get any real damage off as those zealots trying to run in and get into that splash damage range. We do see some High Templars as well. So High Templars now trying to come in position, and Socke needs to make sure to clear out this expansion here. And now getting some Side Storm off across that Bio Ball. Very nicely done. Stalker is now continuing to fight back and forth, and Inuh, the Terran player, now has a planetary fortress here, and that planetary fortress is dealing a lot of splash damage across all of those units. It is only dealing 10 damage in attack, but able to hit multiple units there. SCVs now coming off the mineral line. One planetary fortress with a whole bunch of SCVs. A very bad day for Immortals everywhere, as an Immortal does not want to even try to engage SCVs. We do see very nice Socke getting a phase prism or a warp prism right here. He will be able to start warping in stalkers. Yeah, no, High Templar going straight for the kill. So getting some High Templar onto this high ground, and will be able to just simply size from this location here. Inuh losing a lot of those SCVs, and that is a very poor sight indeed. And now going to quickly jump into that location there. We do see another fresh High Templar, and now in come the stalkers. However, trying to shoot down that warp prism. Warp prism will unload all of those units there, and now those stalkers trying to fight back once again. Stalkers fighting back and dishing damage towards those Vikings. Vikings, however, not going to be enough. Thor will not be able to make it in time, as one Archon quickly coming in as well. We do see now those Inuh unable to gain sight onto that high ground, and now that Archon able to get some splash damage onto that one Thor. That, however, the range of 2 on this Archon will not be enough. We do see a Void Ray now coming over here, so Socke now changing his strategy and now trying to get a critical mass of Void Rays. And a quick scanner sweep, however, revealing those units, and now a Stalker being a very smart Stalker, blinking away out of that fight. we now see that Inuh should still be a little bit behind because he was unable to take this high yield mineral location. We do see he is now currently down to about 5 mineral patches here and then 6 here, which is almost a full 8 from a standard expansion. We do see that Socke is still mining out a full 8 from his main base, and now you can see him switching into a large number of gateways, currently sitting on a dozen gateways, and he will be able to train up a lot of units. I'm a little surprised that we do not see the acceleration upgrade for those Void Rays just quite yet. Void Rays with that movement speed upgrade would be very strong. Socke, you also see him taking another expansion over here at the 10 o'clock position, and now SCV able to gain sight into this location here. However, that's just going to make his heart sink even further as he realizes he is mining off of only one base right now, or essentially 1.5 bases compared to Socke's 3 bases at almost nearly full saturation. Some Hellions simply trying to come in and try to get some damage done. They do have the Infernal Pre-Igniter, so we are going to get a lot of probe kills here in just a second, and doing a great job trying to get as much splash damage across all those Zealots. Stalker's now trying to give chase as well. Hellions do not drive all too quickly, it doesn't look like, and those Void Rays able to snipe them out of the air. So those Void Rays now dealing 10 damage per attack, and now we see Socke taking the other high yield mineral location, and Socke just doing a great job. The Terran player unable to just mass expand, and now Socke controls about 2/3 of this map. The only thing that the Terran player can try to do is try to lift off into this location here, but I believe with the number of warp prisms in play and the Stalkers with Stalker Blink and Void Rays in the air, even those island expansions are not all that powerful. In comes one SCV, quickly going to get taken down. Are we going to get any additional Void Rays trying to push out and deal some damage here? We do see that Stalker's quickly taking a round of blast from those siege tanks, and now those Stalkers able to blink underneath a Viking and shoot down one of those Vikings once again, as these siege tanks will have to come out of siege mode. Production wise, the level 3 weapons upgrade, level 1 Protoss air upgrade, and now Protoss ground armor also being researched as well. So this fight is looking very, very strong indeed for Socke. Socke now moving out. We do see some Stalkers, an Immortal just fighting back over here, and more Psystorm coming in. Things are not looking good as Socke now has upgraded air units, and now, no upgraded air units just quite yet. Oh, I wanted, don't tell me it's at like 159. I wanted to see if it was +1 damage to the base or +2 across both, but I'll have to, I guess, make a map and try to take a look at that. But really, really strong play by Socke. Socke a little bit behind in the early game as Inuh was able to just mass up a very, very large army and take out this high yield gold mineral expansion. However, Socke just continued to warp in more units, and then with all of these pylons across and throughout the map, he was able to deploy an army quickly and effectively at anywhere that he needed to. He also was able to take this northern base at the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock location fairly easily. And once he was able to take this base, his economic power was just simply too much. You can see Socke getting 1740 minerals a minute versus Inuh's only 1,000 minerals a minute, and I believe that was even using a lot of mules. So yeah, using that was using 2 mules. You can see the remnants of a mule there, and also trying to get some additional minerals off of these, but these mineral patches would be depleted in just a matter of seconds. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Socke and Inuh here on Desert Oasis.